Hi. I see that people waiting here for me. Hi, Diop. Okay, so Diop, I believe, is the one who made my outfit for me. The one that I'm wearing in the thumbnail for this photo, like the orange, Ooh, I was looking good. And I rolled up truly a week before the event. And I was like, hey, I need some outfits made. And he was like, what style? And I was like, Nigerian people, what they be wearing. And he was like, I got you, girl. And he was like, do you want it to be like a this kind of dress or that kind of dress? I was like, I don't listen. I'm not co-creating this one with you. I'm giving you the fabric. I'm going to give you some money. I got to go and I'll come back and I assume it's going to be great. Okay. And he was like, honestly, I got you. You can trust me. Um, the only thing is that I'd never had an outfit made, so I had no sense of how much it cost. And I'll just say that maybe if you decide to use Sir, he's very good as you see, maybe just negotiate. I'm sorry to throw shade on you, bro. I probably should have negotiated. Okay. I'm a generous person. I know how much I charge an hour as a creative coach. So I'm like, honestly, like it's a fair trade. I'm not gonna sell this shit. Right. So you gotta do your thing, but that's all I'm saying. Hey y'all, hi. I had other plans. I was gonna introduce this properly. I was gonna reference the fact that I'm wearing a robe. And I guess I can still do that. So this video is going to be about the things I learned in London. I'm currently working on a vlog, so probably the next video will be all the B-roll and all the vlogging style stuff and all the outfits and all the dancing, all the shaking. That'll be in the next video, most likely, unless I have an emotional breakthrough and I make a video about that instead. But in this video, I just want to talk about sort of like the high level, like the emotional, spiritual process things that I went through and I learned as a result of the experience, which I didn't really get to in the vlog because I was in the middle of having the experience. So I made some very professional notes here on this paper towel, only the best for y'all. Also, I was gonna name that I'm wearing this robe and I did not put on a shirt for y'all for a few reasons. One, I literally can do whatever I want. And two, that's the only reason. I can do whatever I want. And I think there's so many rules, conscious and unconscious, about the way we can live in society. For instance, this is just a different kind of fabric, but because it's shaped like a robe, I can't wear it as a shirt. It doesn't make sense, okay? And I was recently on a coaching call. No, it was an accountability call. I put on a shirt for my coaching calls. I was on the daily accountability call that I do with my coaching clients, and I had the thought of like, Chimdi, do you want to maybe put on a shirt for them? And I was like, no, I don't. I'm hosting this. It's mine. Like I can do whatever I want. And I just want to like remind y'all because as I was talking to a friend and I was sharing about some of my different endeavors and exciting things going on, and she was like, wow, just hearing you talk about this, about because I was mentioning remote year and some of the travel stuff I'm doing with them. She was like, wow, just hearing you talk about your life is just like it's expansive for me. And I was like, you're welcome. I'll keep doing it. So the things that hold on, let me just hop into the chat because I haven't said hi to anybody. Hi, Amani. Hi, you finally made it to a live. What took you so long, girl? What took you so long? I'm glad you're here. Welcome. Hi, Shannon. Okay, well, you said you'll only be here for a bit, so we'll see if you're still here by the time I said hi to you. But thank you for hopping in only for a bit. Simone from Romania. Y'all, my impacts. Romania? I love that. Is it just you or is it your friends too? Like, can I really say I have like a squad in Romania? Are you really holding it down for the entire Chimdi family? Let me know. Also, how did you find this video? Hi, Celia girl. Good morning. Celia's the best. Celia girl. Martine. My heart. Ray, what's up? Ray. I still remember the little exchange we had last time. I haven't forgotten. Hi, Dre. I know who you are this time. I know who you are. I'm so excited. Okay, so also I see there's maybe a handful more people who have not said hi in the chat. If you are subscribed, then we can hang, okay? Because this is not an unconditional love. God may love you unconditionally. I do not. Oh, that's not true. I mean, it is true, but I try my best. I'm expanding around that. The number one thing I learned from London was I am unrecognizable with makeup on, unrecognizable. And I was talking to a friend, and she was like, "Somehow, Chimdi, you look better. You seem to look better without makeup than with makeup." And how she was like, "How is that possible?" And I was like, "I think I just successfully got my audience, y'all lovely people, used to my face. And it's already a good face. So I just never gave y'all anything else. Never, ever, ever. Didn't give y'all an eyeliner, nothing. So by the time y'all saw me with a full face, the amount of time I sat sitting there, y'all, I had never gotten my makeup done professionally before, not once in my life. The amount of time I sat sitting there, I now finally understand this is why experience is the best and only teacher. I finally understand why they call it beating your face. Because when you're sitting underneath, they're just like, and part of you is like, ow, like what the fuck? Like, can't you just gently tap my shit? The answer was no. But then, and also it was weird because, you're just sitting there, the same person, the same soul, the same beautiful heart. Nothing you has changed, but some people just start coming up to you like, "Oh my gosh, this looks so good. You're so beautiful." And I'm like, "I've been beautiful. What the fuck were you doing 20 minutes ago before I started getting my makeup done?" But it's cool. I don't, it's fine. The other thing I learned was that there's a real reason why I'm going on a whole ass healing journey before becoming incredibly even more successful in the American collective. Um, and that's because I would be really affected emotionally and spiritually, like an earlier version of me, if I suddenly had a reel or a post go from having like, 40, 70 likes to like 5,000, like I saw this huge like whoop in terms of engagement with the content that I put out regarding the wedding, especially just me looking hot in these various outfits, which I get. I love a hot person looking good in various outfits, maybe more than someone just sitting on their bed and not wearing clothes. Wearing a ratty gray tank top, being like, and here's what you should know about your creativity. So I get it. But at the same time, I realized that it took a lot of work to go from fully, putting my like well-being and joy and happiness and having it be all external. And now it's only just like 20% external. And if I hadn't done this work, that would have been really intense. I would have been like, I gotta keep getting my makeup done. I gotta keep going out. I gotta keep like I would have felt the pressure of like there is a version of you that is more likable and more successful and more popular. And if you do X, Y, and Z, you can be her. So why don't you want to be her? And then like having to sit with the like, no, it's not true. You as you are is healthy and good and beautiful and lovely. So that's the main thing. That's the first thing of three things that I learned. I'm going to be hanging out with y'all for 30 total minutes. At the half hour, I'm going to hop over to my Patreon and we're going to do a Zoom call. We're going to have a conversation slash I'm going to sit back and be myself and encourage the people, facilitate a dialogue. The people who join the call get to talking about, whatever. Um, okay. Hi, Changes. It's so weird not knowing what your government name is. Maybe you've already said it in a previous uh, call, though, and I don't remember, but it is weird to just call you Changes. Abaddon, hey, hi. I don't think I realized you were a music producer. I knew you were literally making music, but I saw that you had a post on Instagram where you were like, I'm going to share the top tips about being a music producer. And I was like, oh, that man out here producing music. That's dope. How much does it cost to have a song produced? Would you just give me a track for free? And then I would do like a spoken word. I would do like a spoken word over it, maybe, or like something, some affirmations or something. I think that could be a fun collab. Victory is here. Ooh, so Victory's out here promoting his shit in my chat. Wow, Victory. Wow. He's sharing that he is also having a Patreon only Zoom call. And I gotta say, like, I love being the blueprint. Amani is saying, you're at work, but you decided today is going to be your last day. Congratulations. That's huge. It is a Saturday. That's how you know you're not working a job because you should have Saturdays and Sundays off and Fridays off. You should really only work 3 days a week for like 4 to 5 hours a day tops. Anything more than that is oppression. So I'm glad you're getting out of there. And you were like, what better way to start your day than to watch one of your favorite YouTubers who inspired you to quit said job? You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm literally right now, I see why people put on clothes because then you're constantly readjusting to not expose yourself. I'm actually working right now on a Skillshare class that's about quitting your job, and I just finished. I'm not done. I've got to do the captioning and add some music for one of 10 videos that are going to be all about like the journey and me encouraging myself. And I'm going to be like playing both roles. I was kind of nervous about it. I drafted it back in December, which is why if you've been with me with a hot second, you'll remember that I mentioned like creating an online course is one of my to-dos. That's because back in December, I had it all the way scripted, but I had to go on my own healing journey to actually stop playing games and sit with my fear and all the different things to get to the point where I'm actually fully creating it. So I'll have this first video done as soon as I finish these captions and pick like a song. And I'm really excited to show it to y'all and to have it because like I was looking at the Skillshare like homepage and it has so many legitimate people. There's a part of me that's like, oh, it's going to be you, Chimdi, with these other legitimate people. But I was like, no, Chimdi. You are one of them. These are your peers. These are your colleagues. And you know, because it's your fucking face next to their fucking face. And I was like, yes, Chimdi. Yes. You got to be your own hype woman, y'all. Victory saying typical Nigerian things. Yes. Alvin has stopped selling beats. Spiritual reasons. We love it. But you appreciate me because I do remember you told me that you're about to go all in. I love that for you. I love it. It's so nice when you do things that are aligned. I could go on another tangent, but I'm gonna try to remember it and instead share my second thing. So the second thing that I learned from London is I'm singular in personality. All of us are, and that's where our gifts come from. So this came because literally I was chatting with one of the other bridesmaids. It was me and my sister. So if I include a clip of her, you're gonna see my sister in the vlog coming out. But we were all saying goodbye, and my sister was there, and so I said, "Oh, so good to meet you," blah blah. And she was telling my sister, she was like, like Chimdi is incredible. She said, "quote I have never met anyone in my life like Chimdi." And I was just like, of course, in the moment, I was very much like, oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. But in my heart, in my soul, I was like, that's correct. That's right. I am singular. And I think that's actually the truth for all of us. We're all singular, but there's different levels with which we feel comfortable, like owning exactly who we are unapologetically. And I feel like that week was huge for that because well, a few reasons. One is because I was a bridesmaid. So to me, like that, like, to be a bridesmaid, you in the front of the church. You in the front, everybody looking at you. Like it's you, it's the groomsmen, it's the bride, and that's the show. That's the performance, right? So I was just like, I'm gonna be in the front of the stage, not in the pews, not in the audience watching. And then the dress that we had was this tight pink dress, and I was wearing 4-inch platinum heels. I had a full face of makeup and I had this dyed blonde hair and I'm real slim and sexy. I don't think YouTube shows how tall I am. So I'm like 5'8", 5'9". And people meet me in real life, they're like, oh, you're tall. And I'm like, yes, I am. And I like threateningly cower over them. But yeah, it's like a combination that's very like, I'm a standout in a room, And so and it's the kind of look where you don't wear that look and slouch. Like you wear that look and you like let people know that you're wearing the look. And it was just really different moving through the space when people just stop me and be like, damn girl, you're so beautiful. And I'm like, wow. So there was that part of it. And the other part, the non-physical part, the emotional singularness of me was around my incredible curiosity for people. And I remember I did a project. I'm going to stop being explicit about it. I did a creative project a while ago that involved having security. And I was talking to the main security guy and getting to know all about him and his life and learning things because I love to talk. And it was a long ride from the airport to where we were going. And then there were like a couple other security guards, and I started talking to them, and they had different levels of like opening up. And one of them had a military background and was like, well, first he was like, you ask the kind of questions that feel uncomfortable to answer. And I was like, what is that? I was like, this is more about you than about me. Like that's if you don't feel comfortable answering the questions I asked, that's about you. Let's hold a mirror up to that, huh? And then he also said that I'd be very good at human intelligence. And I was like, "Ooh, I could be a spy for the US government." Um, and I think it's because I genuinely am very curious and interested about who I'm talking to. Like, and I think people can you can tell the difference when someone's present and here with you and when they're not. And look at me only mentioning Thomas Hubel at minute 15. The one of the main reasons I got into the timeless wisdom training with Thomas Hubel, the trauma part, healing collective trauma. I'm like, yeah, sure. I didn't even think I had trauma for real, for real. I was like, yeah, that's cute. What I want to really get very good at is being so present and so singular that I am tuning into someone, and it's like we enter into a different dimension and universe when I'm talking to them. Like that was what I wanted to get out of the training, and that's what I'm getting out of it, and it's great. And so I'm having these conversations with people, and they're getting into it, and I love it. At the hotel where we had the reception, I talked to one guy who was at the hotel when Nelson Mandela was there, who was like talking to Gorbachev and shit, like major figures from history, you know? I went to the fourth floor. It was at the Dorchester, which is like, I asked some other bridesmaids, I was like, so this is my first time being a bridesmaid. It's like a normal wedding. And they were like, no, the average couple does not get married at the Dorchester. And I was like, I don't know what that means, but okay. But I found out what it meant because I went to the fourth floor. It's a very beautiful hotel. And they have the fourth floor, which is like all pink. And I was wearing the pink outfit. And I was like, content. I was thinking about y'all. I never stopped thinking about y'all. And so do my little photo shoot, get my content, etc. And then I go to like, the people on that floor, like, hey, can you help me get up to the bridal suite? And so they call someone to come get me. And this guy comes and he's like, you get lost. And I was like, hold on. This is really, I can't have any slip ups. Okay. Um, he was like, did you get lost? And I was like, I did not. I came here to get content. And he was like, oh. And I was like, yes. And he was like, well, if you love content, let's go to the sixth floor. And I'm like, bet. So we go to the sixth floor, which has all this like dope ass stuff. And I'm doing my thing and I'm walking slow motion through like doors that are opening. Like it's a vibe. And we're having a good old time. And then he's like, I got something I know you'll love. And I was like, oh, I know you about to set me up for something good. That is the origin story. That is the backstory to that reel where I emerge from the balcony and do my little sexy ass walk to that Beyonce song and then take a seat on the couch and fan myself. I have that fan in the closet, but I'm not going to get up. There's too much at risk here. Um, it only came because I was talking to that guy. I became like friendly with him. We had a genuine connection. He was like, I see what excites you. I'm excited by it too. Let's create something really dope together. And he was telling me that that suite is a suite where Prince, where Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, like that's where they would stay when they would be in London. And so first Prince, then Whitney Houston, and then Chimdi Ihezie. So it was just really cool, like, because I saw in real time that people really are, like I made a video about this a while ago where I mentioned one of the reasons that I manifest so many dope opportunities is because I really do treat every person like they have some gift that they're just waiting to give me. And if I'm present and I'm like, I let them know that I'm here to receive whatever gift they have, they will give it to me. And I feel like that's not just something I say. I was doing it in London and left and right. Gifts, 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 gifts. Just like, ah. And it was incredible. Okay, I'm going to stop, hop back into the chat, see what y'all are talking about. Hi, Danelle. Thank you for being kind to me in the comments. Monique Michelle saying good afternoon to you as well. Celia says she understands about getting to know people. And yes, Victoria, I have said no to wardrobe malfunctions. Not this time. Though, just to bring it back to number one about the makeup thing, because of that experience and how nice people were, I put on truly, you see, this is a lip liner and a gloss, and I blended it in real good so it's a smooth thing. Like I did that for y'all, okay? This is how it's happened. This is how I slowly start to change. And then you're like, Chimty, you've changed. And I'm like, I did change. I did change. If you don't change, you're not doing it right. Get on my level. Okay, Natalie's here. Hi. So speaking of the gifts that I received, the third thing I learned from my London week is that abundance is not just an idea. So I watch these money mind movies by Joe Dispenza. And there's one I watch all the time. And in it, there's literally, it's just scenes of like abundance and people getting money and cash flowing and all these things, right? And one of the scenes is literally money raining from the sky. And I'm watching this movie, I'm like, yes, abundance. But in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, but literally, what is the circumstance where, like, what am I visualizing? Like, when is money going to be raining from the sky? Fast forward to London, England, where I am a bridesmaid in my cousin's Nigerian wedding, the traditional and the white. And it is a thing in the Nigerian community that when the bride and groom are dancing, you make it rain on them. And so literally there it was I remember the moment. It was the white wedding. And I literally just someone just throws up the dollar bills and I just watch in slow motion as they rain from the sky. And I could feel God being like, that's how. And I was like, wow. And I was a part of the crew that was like grabbing the dollar bills from the floor and cleaning it up to keep all that money. And I'd never experienced, I'd never experienced just grabbing handfuls of cash and stuffing it and just grab, grab. And I was just like, and I was like, what is happening? And it was an endless to the point where I was like, I was here to dance. I'm on the knees, just like grab, 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 grab. And that's when I just realized like it's not this idea, it's not this thing we say and affirm and hope and wish for, but secretly we're like, that's for someone else. These hands were grabbing cash fools. And I'm just like, oh, oh, then I will also have this life. That's what I decided. I was like, I didn't realize truly that it was possible. And now that I see it's an option, yes, thank you. I would, in fact, I would, in fact, like that life. And I was talking to a friend of mine, the lovely Earth Angel Helen Lim, and she mentioned that it's very feminine to receive and it's very masculine to give. Like each side receives pleasure from the exchange. And I was listening, this was on the airplane ride back. I was listening to Bruno Mars, that sexy small man, and I heard his song, That's What I Like. I'll just say the words just in case the copyright stuff matters. But it begins, I got a condo in Manhattan. Baby girl, what's happening? You and yo ass are invited. So come on, get the clapping. And it talks about, his beach house in Miami and he's got a Cadillac and he's like, let's just put some miles on it. We don't even got nowhere to go. Let's just drive so we can see the number of miles go up. He's just talking about everything is 24 carats, strawberries and the champagne, getting it on in front of a fireplace, silk sheets. And I was just like, I mean, I'd heard the song and I liked it as a song. And then as I was on the airplane after having spent a week surrounded by luxury and abundance, the way I signify both how abundant my family is and how easily I'm impressed with abundance. When we got in from the airport, one of my cousins was like, "Oh, would you like some water?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, thanks." And she was like, "Still or sparkling?" And I was like, "What do you?" You could have just ran the tap, like still or sparkling. And I know that's not a big deal because you could just go to the store and buy sparkling water. But something about it was something about how casual it was to ask. Not even like room temperature or cold. That's the question I'm used to. Would you like it to be water that's been sitting in the fridge? Or do you want water that's been sitting on my countertop for the last 2 weeks? And I'm like, I'll take the countertop water, please. Thank you. Still or sparkling. I was like, this is different. And so after that experience, when I heard that Bruno Mars song and he said, lucky for you, that's what I like, I really understood what he was saying, which is like, I have all of this money and I love having fun. And you look so great with that butt. And I would love for us, I would literally love it for us to go around spending all of this money and having a good old time. And I'm just like, I do. Mhm. I really do. So those are the three things I learned. Um, And immediately the money has been flowing. I won't say how much, but I'm back with Adobe, y'all. Woo woo. I'm going to be hosting weekly creator calls for them. This is how we manifest whatever we want, y'all. That's what I do. It's what I do anyway. And they're like, can we give you money to do it? And I'm like, Yeah, I do. I will take your money. So that's what it's just for the month of August right now. So if it ends up being a thing, I'll do it more. And creator, it's for creator camp folks. And creator camp is free to join y'all. So if you want to hang out with me, and it's the same thing as Zoom style. It's not me talking at you as y'all type in the chat. It's us having a dialogue. So if you are learning Premiere Pro, no Premiere Pro, et cetera, sign up for creator camp and join me Wednesdays. And then now, I think I've mentioned this, but I'm a remote year ambassador. And so I've already been brainstorming about ways that I can enrich myself through the process. Because I was very cynical. I was just like, they just want me because I'm hot and I love travel and I love when Black people travel and they know that if they hang out with me, I'm gonna be like, Black people, remote year. And so that's them. They're trying to just get what I got. But then I was like, but girl, there's just like a myriad of ways I can use the fact that I'm an ambassador for remote year to like partner with like dope New York based organizations and like host panels and like make myself this like speaker woman who like leads talks on these things I care about and at the same time have people use my referral code and then I get money every single time. I'm just like, oh, oh. And so the first thing I might do is going to be the truth about being Black on remote year. I'm only going to talk about being Black. The truth about being Black on remote year. Because one of the people who actually watched me here on YouTube. Hi, Alyssa. My thing when I mention people is I never tell them that I mentioned them. So I'm never going to tell Alyssa that I mentioned her in this live, and it's only if she watches this. And don't tell her. Only if she watches this will she know I mentioned her. So hey, Alyssa girl. So because of her signing up for remote year and then just like making a comment in like the Black folks channel about it, I'm now gonna like it's gonna be me hosting a Zoom call to like answer her questions. And my hope is that like a bunch of the other Black folks who have done remote year will join and talk about their experience. And I realized like I genuinely have gotten so many people into that program that I could make a list of just friends of mine who I know because they did remote year and became my friend. And reflecting on that, both that's with remote year and then my like relationship with Adobe, I realized like it's really easy to tell yourself this story that, you know, it's just luck that you got a certain opportunity or you're really an imposter and you're like no one's just picked out yet that you're not that good and there's someone better who could replace you and all these things and certain people and certain systems really benefit from you not understanding and knowing your true worth and your true power. And I think a lot of like you could tell a lot of stories across time that are about the different ways one group has been afraid of another group's power and has like really effectively tried to tell them that that they're less than, and to different extents they believed it. And I think women of color, Black women, marginalized communities is like what is it called? Violence against women. It's like, and who's doing it? Like it's that thing where it's like, we're not going to say it. I just rewatched one of the programs that I got as a part of the Timeless Wisdom training. And one thing Timeless People talks about is shadow language. And if you set an intention to start hearing it in our culture, you will. And then when you can hear it, you can make a choice whether or not you want to walk along with it. Because phrases like marginalized communities is like, and who is doing it though? Anyway, not only is it sort of like I think sometimes we get like riled up when there's a sort of conspiracy energy. So beyond just saying like in a more like encouraging, motivating, like you're great, you can do whatever you want kind of thing. Also on a conspiratorial note, think about who it benefits for you to not value yourself, for you to not honor yourself, for you to not ask what you're worth, for you to not recognize just how much value you bring naturally, the things you do naturally, the things that you enjoy doing, the things that are fun. Think about who it benefits if you don't fully claim that you are about what you say you are about and that you can deliver what you say you can deliver. And people are genuinely blessed that you give them your gifts and your talent and your time. Just think about that. Because usually the people who don't have that mindset are doing real good and they don't mind paying you what you think you're worth because you don't know better than to negotiate. I think this is a weird tone to end on. I think that's a really weird tone to end on. This live has been very fun and joyful and all the things. And then at the end, I'm just like, but it was on my spirit. So I had to say it. We're at 30 minutes. I'm gonna go hop over to the Patreon Zoom and chat more. And if people who are on the Patreon Zoom, I can tell y'all what I'm talking about. Um, have a beautiful rest of your Saturday, y'all. I will see y'all week after next here again live. And I'll hopefully have that vlog up for y'all by the end of the week. You'll get it. You'll get it when you get it. Bye.